Hello everybody, Andy here, or if you will, the best kill team player in the world. Just go check ITC right now. Don't do that though, just believe what you hear online. Talking about believing what you hear online without checking verifiable facts, GW has given us something that makes me truly believe that Kill Team is in fact the game they like the most. It is the best game. Love to hear it. How could I possibly say that? Next to the behemoth of 40k, that's because they actually gave us like a useful article, which you don't normally get. Yesterday was lore, hence no video on this chan. Am I right? Who cares about lore? Who cares about painting? I want numbers, I want stats, I want objective facts. With that said, they gave us a delightful 3-minute video, primarily from the viewpoint, the POV, Elliot, head game designer of Kill Team. Let me quickly tell you, I pulled out some hot bullet points from what he said. It is the same, but more accessible. There are asymmetric win paths. We have approved ops, which is that's competitive play. Approved ops, and in this you select your primary op secretly. So that's going to be the kill op. Sorry, just to clarify, op means operation. So it's like you got the kill op, the tac op, and the crit op. Crit op being the primary mission, like what you're actually doing there. You know, secure, loot. It's not conceal. What's the other one? Capture. Tac op, we already know that's your secondaries. And then kill op, which we've already done a video on where we look at you get points for killing. And then you select a primary op. And you do that secretly. And then at the end of the game, you get bonus points for that in some manner. There you go. Didn't tell us any more. But that's fine. Who cares about I like numbers, I like facts, but I don't need specific ones. I just need like general vague ones. That's not actually a joke. That is true. Cool. They've said multiple times in there that they've tidied up the rules language. We're obviously moving in inches now, and cover in general will be simpler. There is going to be universal equipment. For this, we're talking, so he says, pick 4 things. There you go. They specifically mention grenades, both smokes, stuns. They didn't mention frags cracked, but they just said grenades. And this sounded a little bit odd, but he said, so you can now, as equipment, get terrain like a heavy barricade. I don't quite know what that means. So one of the things that I think is a really cool idea within Kill Team in general, and in the current edition, obviously, is barricades. It is a form of limited player-placed terrain. So we could already do that. I assume they were just kind of phrased oddly, but we always had barricades. We always had terrain that we could place. I assume they're just saying, well, now barricades are equipment. And of course, again, if you watch my last video, where yes, we saw the kill op, but we also saw EPR, equip, ploy, reposition. Now, reposition is what they've changed the word, the skill move. It's not move, it's reposition. So EPR, there you go. That's how you can remember your scouting steps now. I can't think of any better way than just EPR. You tell me, guys, girls, others. We used to be able to do like, you know, I know it's rock, paper, scissors, but it made total sense, okay? 1 was a barricade because you got 1 barricade. 2 was flip an order because there were 2 orders. 3 was a dash because you moved 3 inches. What is it now? Please tell me. I need a way to remember this that's better than just EPR. Thank you. He then goes on to Killzone Volcus, says that it's simulating kind of a dense city fight, lots of heavy terrain, and he's mentioned this a couple of times now in different videos, 2 strongholds. Obviously, we have seen the terrain by now, so we have seen these 2 strongholds, these buildings. They look like they're just open buildings, but fine, who knows, right? And you never know with these people. Do they mean narrative? Do they mean competitive? Like, who knows? I'm still voting that this terrain they're talking about could be talking about narrative, because when they're talking about you know, you can, how cool things are, you normally think narrative and not competitive. Likewise, the strongholds, you're thinking, what does that mean? You know, probably narrative, but you never know. You never know. So obviously they're not specifying that yet. He goes on to say that it feels familiar. There you go. Which makes total sense. That's the kind of message you want to get across. You want to go ahead and say, hey, if you play Kill Team, it's still Kill Team, but it's better. Nice. He points out again, no, we already knew this, solo and co-op. They didn't elaborate any further on this. He did kind of say that, hey, all of this can be played solo and co-op, which is nice. You know, I think it's very important as a rules person. You have to just, like, many rules can be boiled down to, you're allowed to do this, by the way, and that's it. But that actually genuinely helps. You know, language matters. He confirmed there's a Kill Team app. So it's not just free rules, we will have an app, which is cool. Now, I will say, GW doesn't have the best track record with good apps, so I'm a touch hesitant. You know, are we just going to be seeing a PDF, or is it going to be an actual kind of interactive app like 40k and Sigma, where you actually end up hiding all of your rules behind drop-down menus, which is really interesting because if you pay attention to 40k and Sigma, 40k kind of needs that because you have so much information. But then everyone that's been into Sigma, that's like one of the main bits of feedback, and they actually just changed that in the app. You no longer have to click down all of your different things, which you never needed in Sigma because there's less information. I would argue that Kill Team is even less information, so hopefully we're not going to have to infinitely press buttons just to, you know, see our rules. We shall see. They also confirmed it will be updated with all new teams. So I felt that was kind of implied in the original Hivestorm reveal trailer, but a lot of people were actually saying, they probably won't give us the new teams. They probably just mean the old teams so that they don't have to print more books, right? No, he said here, it's going to include the old teams and all the new teams. Is it going to be day of release? Is it going to be like the week after? Who knows? But there you go. That's cool. Oh, and then, have to say it, he did say at the end, it will be the most balanced edition yet. So, there you go. I felt that had to be said. He said it. I wanted to point it out. Okay, with that done, let's now read the article. Can you believe, oh my God, I've done 7 minutes. We're going on 8 minutes and Guys, it would have been faster to you to watch the video. What is this channel? Jesus. Okay, so we've pretty much covered everything, but they do give us more. So, I've already read this. Let's have a quick look. So what we see here... Oh, let me make sure you can see it. Yes, you can. Delightful. You don't see what I see, basically. Okay, so this is them kind of trying to guide us on a product journey. And if you've ever heard somebody use the phrase product journey, you know there are... So, core book, kill teams, kill zones. You need those. If you want to play Kill Team, you have to buy a core book, you have to buy kill teams, you have to buy kill zones. Do you need to buy those from GW? They want you to. A kill zone can be Lego or Jenga, obviously. Or it could be Volcus. It's up to you. Kill teams, yes, they could be the official kill teams, but you know, do not restrict yourself, do not limit yourself. There are amazing third-party, like other third-party games that you might want to proxy in or use like some awesome STLs, 3D printed stuff. It's all out there. Core book, well, we have a Kill Team app where there is absolutely no doubt in my mind that we're going to have the full core rules in that app available to us. So therefore, we won't actually need to buy the core rules, right? Because we will have the core rules in the app. Good, because they've said that. That's good. Right, we then get, so that's what you need. You need the rules, you need some models, and you need a space to play. Nice. Then, these are additions. You can get the Kill Team card pack, upgrade packs, the approved ops card pack. So the card packs so all of the teams will get the free rules, but they are also going to sell us a little card pack, which is nice. You know, that was something exactly what they did for Sigmar and 40k. And you know what? I bought a lot of card packs because I have a problem. Cool. Upgrade packs. I don't know what that is. There you go. Approved ops card pack. We already know the approved ops is the competitive mission pack, which we know will actually come in Hivestorm. Nice. I assume the upgrade pack is the equipment, right? Yeah, it's how we can finally get our hands on those juicy inch-based movement widgets. Okay, right. Then they go down here and they start talking about how, oh, you can tell when it's a triangle, so it's a kill team, but if it's a diamond, it's a kill zone. I'm like, why are you telling me this? Do I care? I don't think I care. Maybe I do, but I can't tell why from this article. Nice. Shapes to... I'm just going to read this bit because obviously, look, you see the shirt I'm wearing. You know how invested in shapes I am. You know how sad this makes me. So I'm just going to read it, devoid of emotion. Like most of my life is. Is it any coincidence that Warhammer fans like their measurements in Imperial? While many of the new edition's rules are unchanged from the game you know and love, Kill Team Hivestorm bids a fond farewell to the circles, squares and hexagons. I wish they were hexagons. They were pentagons. That's 5. And it was a 6 move. Let's be clear on that. I just want to throw that out there. They got that wrong. They thought, hey, it's a 6 move. It must be a hexagon, right? No. Count the sides. All right. Inches. Nice. Cool. Yep. So you go up 4, you go up over 2, you drop 0. Yep. Cool. That's the movement we know and love. Sounds good. But it is a Space Marine. But we kind of knew Space Marines were in this game. They're not going to get rid of Space Marines, let's be honest. Clarified rules and designer commentary. So this is cool because we're now going to get some data sheets and we're going to get to see new rules and how it's worded. And I am a rules geek. So this is kind of fun. Let's have a read of Reposition. It's 1 AP. Reposition is the new move. So, if I'm honest, that's a very long word to mean move the model. Because you say move. Move is a nice generic term that you use to actually mean a thing. Reposition is the name of a skill. Okay, cool, right. So, move the active operative up to its move stat to a location it can be placed. This must be done in 1 or more straight line increments. And increments are always rounded up to the nearest inch. So that's then confirming that the game is still ultimately broken down into inch moves. So, yeah, you can't do a snaky line. You have to go inch, 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 inch. Nice. It cannot move within control range of an enemy operative unless 1 or more other friendly operatives are already within control range of that enemy operative, in which case it can move within control range of that enemy operative but cannot finish the move there. What is a control range? Did it say here? No. Okay. Superb. Right, and then an operative cannot perform this action while within control range of an enemy operative or during the same activation in which it performed the fallback or charge action. Now, I like this. Couple of reasons. Firstly, it looks pretty. I like that you have, this is what it does. This is when you can do it. It doesn't have that. Sorry. It says when this is allowed. That's slightly different from when you can do it. Poor phrasing on my part. And then it has when you can't do it. That's very nice. I like that. I assume that most of their skills, abilities, etc. are going to follow this. And they will, because we'll see soon. And then it says, moving in increments allows for greater precision and clarity. I think that's probably needed there, isn't it? Because it does say there, and if you're just a casual player, the whole moving in increments is quite weird. Why can't I move a quarter of an inch, a quarter of an inch, a quarter of an inch, a quarter of an inch around a column, right? To do a left-hand turn. Why do I have to go inch, inch? It's obviously just a movement system they've chosen, but it is interesting. Cool. Either way, having designer's commentary in the rulebook is good. I approve. Solo and co-op game modes, yes. I don't want to talk too much about these until they go into more of it, but you see there, it says Joint Ops Mission Pack. I assume that is our co-op game. And we generate NPOs, non-player operatives, which you can represent with any model, it seems, whether they're cultists, space marines, or Xenos fiends, or more like Xenos champions, which is lovely, delightful. So they do say here, we're going to go into much more detail about the joint ops soon. I'm quite excited for that because I love the idea of joint op multiplayer. Sorry, not multiplayer. We've already had that. Co-op play. Any sort of matched play, head-to-head, PvP game is inherently a bit stressful, right? Doesn't matter how relaxed it is, you are still competing against another human. There is bound to be things. You might have baggage. When you're playing joint, it's just whatever, man. Suddenly you can play relaxed and chilled. And so for me, I would almost say that a joint ops game is casual play. Also, if you're going to teach someone the game, this is how you teach someone the game. I've said this before. I will say this in a video coming up very soon about Peachy from Peachy Tips. I do not think the current edition of Kill Team is a good beginner game. I think if you want to get someone into wargaming, don't give them Kill Team. Who knows what the next edition will be? Hopefully it's better. Maybe with joint ops, it legitimately will be. But the current edition, no. But if you co-op, you actually get to help them instead of be the person that wrecks them, right? Anyway, revised data cards. Let's take a look at a data card. Oh, sorry. They confirm somewhere, I don't want to say it. Compendium is gone. There you go. Compendium is out. They've said it. This does mean that kill teams from the Kill Team Compendium book will not have updated rules. I don't have much else to say about that. Compendium being gone is something I've assumed for like a year. So the fact that it's gone, I guess you've got some NPOs, your non-player operatives for your joint and solo games. Good job. Kill Team is all about specialist operatives. It is not the Compendium, and 40k, which is what the Compendium is about rank and file troops. Rank and file troops play a really cool narrative in our heads where we can kind of imagine that's us. Because we know deep down we're rank and file, right? You know, we're not the Spec Ops guys. The Spec Ops guys, they're too cool to be us, right? We know that. We accept it. And so we like the rank and file, and then we like taking that rank and file and having done a miniature game with them and putting them in the big game, because that's cool. The Spec Ops guys, they do their miniature game, but then they go off. They don't go into the big game, because that's not where they excel. You don't want your Spec Ops in a full-fledged trench war. You want them to do their thing and then go do their next thing. That's not Compendium. Anyway, I'm gonna refine my thoughts on that. Let me know what your thoughts are. I'm sure they'll be very well reasoned. There won't be any hate, and it won't be a total shit show in the comments. Nice. Anyway, let's take a look at this. So, Commando Dackerboy. Firstly, we have a new setup of stuff. Layout. Firstly, 4 stats. APL, move, save, wounds. GA, defense, gone. Now, GA has basically been won on like 95% of models, but for some, it was critical, right? It's what made that a good model. So the fact that we've removed GA, which is the same stat on 95% of models, I guess makes sense, and presumably, well, either they've just removed it, no model can activate and then another model activate, or on models that would be GA2, like, you know, the Vet Guard Trooper, they've just put it as an ability, as a thing, as a special rule for them. I don't know. The other thing is defense. Whereas 95% of models are GA1, 99.9% of models are defense 3. So I'm sure this has become just, there is a rule in the book saying anytime you roll a defense dice, roll 3 dice. And then if they want, same thing, if you want to go ahead and make those 2 models in the game that are defense 2, be defense 2, just give them a special rule. Roll 1 less defense dice. There you go. Anyway, let's take a look at the actual, the stats now. So, Daka Shooter short range, Daka Shooter long range. The Daka boy used to have this, and it looks very similar, but I actually can't remember what his stats are off the top of my head. Anyway, 5 attacks, hitting on 4s, 3/4, range 6, ceaseless. That is, I'm going to guess that's exactly what it used to be, if I'm honest. There you go. And then his Daka Shooter long range is the same, but he doesn't have range 6 or ceaseless. Cool. Fists, 3, 3 up, 3/4. Cool. This is probably what Daka boy used to be. I haven't played Commanders in a very long time, but I assume so. And then we get to see another delightful wording rule. So, perform a free dash action and a free shoot action with this operative in any order. You can only select a Daka shooter for that shoot action, because grenades still exist, we'll still be able to give them grenades. That's good stipulation. And then we go to the red, because the red is what we can't do. Let's take a look. This operative cannot perform this action while within control range of an enemy operative, or while it has a conceal order. Okay, cool. So, we have to assume that control range is just engagement range, and they've just changed that wording for some reason, so presumably an inch, maybe 2, but if it's 2, that changes the whole game. But they have said they've rebalanced the game, so maybe. And then it would be interesting, but I'm not an interesting content creator, so I won't do it, to bring up what Daka dash wording used to be and now what it is now, because this seems fine, right? A free dash action and a free shoot action with this operative in any order. I mean, that seems nice and simple and logical. But I know that Daka boy, the Daka dash specifically, had to be FAQ'd to say that yes, you can do it in any order. So what was the original wording? Probably much more confusing. And that's it. Gosh. Well, did I just do a 22-minute video based on a 3-minute video of theirs? Yes, and that's called value for money. That's quality. The longer something is, the better it is. That's what women tell me. And then they leave. So that was a joke, just to clarify. Fuck it. Anyway, thanks for watching, everybody. This has been really fun. This has been super cool. It's I'm such a fucking rules geek. I like to just read wording to see what they've changed. So this is really cool. Yep. Thanks for watching. This was a really good, interesting article. Lots of interesting tidbits. I want to know more about joint and solo. I want to know, I want to know more about equipment. Need that now. Put it into my veins. And I want to see that app in action. Do I need to be scared? Or am I actually going to be able to say, you know, perform a reposition and then do this, and I can click reposition and it will show it. Oh, sorry, there's one more thing. Sorry. Go down. There you go. Bottom right-hand corner. Every datasheet, presumably, not just this one, it'd be weird if it's just one, is going to have the base size on, which is interesting. I don't know. I mean, good. That just seems like, yeah, nice. All right. Thanks for watching, everybody. Stay hydrated. Goodbye.